Alright, I'm going to do a video here to show you how to take apart the DC35, Dyson DC35, and clean it and maybe do some troubleshooting. The problem with ours was the brush was not turning, so I had to clean it up and watch some other good YouTube videos that showed me how to do that, but I've had this thing apart like 5 times now for some additional troubleshooting, so I thought I'd make another video to give some people some tips on how to take this apart a little bit quicker and do some further troubleshooting. So first thing you want to do, use a large coin, take out the brush so the cap comes off, and you can slide out the brush. And then you'll want a Phillips screwdriver, take off this small front plastic piece. It's 2 screws. That pops off. So that the trick is to not remove these 2. So I'm gonna switch to a T10 now for the rest of, or most of the other screws here. I'm going to take off the back 2. And then you want to take off the one that's here on the side that holds in the gearbox assembly. So now what you can do is basically the whole thing will pop off out of here, and you'll see this clear piece and the gray piece remain together, and then you can slide out the gearbox and motor assembly. So the main thing you want to do, of course, is clean this brush. You want to get it perfectly clean like this one is showing. The other big problem that people seem to have is this this gear here that turns the brush. Basically you get buildup behind it, so you got to pop this off. So what we'll do for it is, that's a T8. We'll switch to that. This one's a little tricky to actually pop all the way off, but I had good luck just using just a regular pair of needle nose. And then what you want to do, don't grab it by just one of the blades here. You want to go to kind of a wider spot in it and kind of wiggle it, and it takes some force, but it will pop off. And so that's what you get when it does. So underneath it here is the area you actually want to clean in here. We had a whole lot of buildup behind there. I think one of the main problems with mine, don't know if you'll see it on the video here, but you can see the silver off to the side where I think there was some plastic housing there. So I think all the debris ate the plastic housing a little bit, and that debris ended up getting in this bearing. So when this gear assembly tries to turn, it was initially really tough. So I was going to replace the whole head, but I ended up working this a little bit to kind of free it up, and I put some spray lube down in here also, and it turns just fine now. But the other thing you might want to check is the actual motor assembly and the gears behind it also. So with the T8, there's 3 screws for it. Hold on a sec. Alright, so take the 3 screws out. One on one side, and there's 2 on the other side. And then the actual motor will pop off. So you can see here, here's the actual gear from the motor. It connects up to this larger gear. This yellowish goo you're seeing here is just the grease. So you might want to check to make sure that the motor turns. You could also connect it back up to the motor. And then just connect it and press the power button to make sure that your motor's not bad. That should spin just fine. And basically just checking to see if you need to clean anything out of here. So for reassembly, we'll get this to line back up. It's a little bit tricky to get it lined up, but pop these back off. All right. So for reassembly, reverse the process. Pretty straightforward. Third one on the other side. And slip this back on and it basically snaps in place. And put the screw back in. And put the motor back in, or connect it back up actually first. I believe it was the black on the back, the white in the front. And just to show you at this point, I'll connect it up. If I press the button here, you'll see that this turns now. So should be good to continue reassembling everything. So put this cover back on. It's a little bit of wiggling, not too bad. And we'll put the back 2 screws in. Actually, it's probably best to do the side one first to get it aligned. So it's the Torx. Don't cut yourself and get blood all over it like I am. And we'll finish up these back two. Put the brush back in at the end that has kind of the blade notches towards the gear drive, and then you can put the cap back on. And last we'll put a small front plastic piece on. So it's pretty quick to do all of this. I actually ended up kind of wasting some money by buying a whole new head over here, because I thought I was having a problem with it initially, and then it looked like I was having a problem with the battery, as I thought I wasn't getting voltage out of the battery to the connectors which provide power to this motor we just looked at. But oops, I gotta change to Phillips. But it turns out that I think there's some safety switches that was preventing the voltage from actually being able to be seen at those contacts without everything assembled. So I bought a new battery also, and that didn't help. And when I took it apart the last time, again, I kind of found that gear drive had a bunch of stuff kind of still, I think, inside the bearing, so that the motor didn't quite have enough juice to be able to turn it, so I was able to free it up by just working that stuff loose. But don't know how long this will last. Might end up needing to buy the whole new head here, so we'll give it a shot. But as you can see now, it's working. We're done